But automation can also be a trap when people use it to avoid clarity. So, this episode is about automation that actually helps. What you automate first, what not to automate yet, and how to keep automation from creating chaos. Because the goal isn't to build a complicated machine that looks impressive. The goal is to remove friction from your business so you can run it with less stress. Let's start with why people run to automation too early. People chase automation because it feels like a shortcut. They think if I automate, my business becomes easy. But here's the truth: automation doesn't fix a messy process, automation multiplies whatever you already have. If your process is clear, automation multiplies clarity. If your process is unclear, automation multiplies confusion. So the rule is simple: don't automate chaos, standardize first. And by standardize, I mean do the task the same way repeatedly. Write down the steps, create the template, then automate what's stable. Now, what is automation really? Automation is not magic. Automation is just a repeated action triggered by a condition, producing the same result every time. That's it. Good automation removes repetitive work, repeated communication, manual tracking, avoidable mistakes. And the best test is simple: automation should free energy. If it creates anxiety, it's not helping. If automation adds complexity you can't manage, it's not leverage. It's the new problem with a nicer name. So let's get practical. What are the best first automations? The best early automations are low risk, high reputation, easy to reverse, meaning if something goes wrong, you can turn it off without breaking your business. Here's the top early stage automations that almost always help. First, auto response or acknowledgement. Something like, "Thanks for reaching out. We received your message. Here's what happens next." This does two things: it builds trust and it buys you time. Second, scheduling. Calendar links, booking confirmations, reminders. Scheduling automation is powerful because it removes back and forth. Third, payment confirmation plus onboarding. Once payment is received, automatically send onboarding steps, what you need from them, what happens next, and timeline expectations. Fourth, simple follow up reminders, not aggressive, just consistent. A message like, "A quick follow up. Do you want to move forward or should I close this for now?" That's clean and respectful. Fifth, internal tracking. Automatically record leads, stage channels, or form submissions in one place. A spreadsheet, a CRM, a note system, whatever you use. And notice something: none of this require deep judgment. That's why they are safe. Automation is best at predictable tasks. Humans are best at nuance. Now let's talk about what to not automate yet. Avoid automating anything that requires nuance, especially early on. Don't automate complex customer support decisions, smart personalized sales, sensitive negotiation, complicated approval, workflows, or anything you haven't done manually enough to understand the patterns. Because if you haven't learned the patterns, you don't know what you are automating. Automation is not where you go to discover your process, it's where you go after discovery. Here's a rule that keeps automation sane: the 20 times rule. If you haven't done a task manually at least 20 times, don't automate it yet. Doing something repeatedly teaches you what expectations occur, what customers misunderstand, what failure happens, what language works, and the real workflow actually is not what you wish it was. Automation should be built on reality, not guesses, because guesses create automation that break, and then you end up spending more time fixing automation than doing the work manually. Now, here's a principle that keeps automation from feeling cold. Automation should always have a human escape. A good automation has an escape hatch, meaning when the automation doesn't fit, the person can reach as a human. Examples: reply human to talk to a person. If this doesn't answer your issue, message us here. Need help? Click here to contact support. Automation without a human option feels like a wall, and walls reduce trust. Trust is still the foundation, even in a highly automated business. Now, let's end with one final reminder. Keep automation simple and visible. Over automation creates complexity. So keep it minimum, visible, and easy to manage. The goal isn't to build a machine that impresses you. The goal is to remove friction. Here is a quick test. If you can't explain your automation in one sentence, it's probably too complex for you. Simplicity scales better than complexity. Alright, let's work this up. Automation is powerful, but it's not a shortcut to clarity. It multiplies what already exists. So standardize first, then automate low risk, high repetition tasks. Avoid automating new ones too early. Use the 20 times rule. Always include a human escape hatch and keep automation simple and visible. In the next episode, we'll talk about how quality controls system and how to maintain quality as you grow, even when help is involved, even when you are tired, because quality is your reputation and reputation compounds. Season 4 is about building leverage without losing trust. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next one.